What's going on, folks? Hope you guys are doing well. Today I want to take a quick minute just to talk about the archery sight that I'm going to be shooting this fall. So the debate between single pin sight versus multi-pin sight is endless. I mean, it's almost like Coke versus Pepsi, Ford versus Chevy. I drive a Ram because I prefer them to either of those. But it's one of those that everybody has a strong opinion. It's what you're used to. It's your hunting style. And there's not a right or wrong answer. It's just applying the right sight to the right hunting style. So last year I hunted the early season with a single pin sight. I was using the Apex Gear Covert single pin, and I like that sight a lot. I shot a nice buck, 10 point. I was pretty proud of that buck. A lot of people wouldn't call it, you know, it wasn't going to set any records. I didn't even have them scored, but I was proud of them. And then I also shot a hog with that same sight. Then I got drawn for the South Texas nilgai hunt, and I realized for that nilgai hunt, it was going to be moving fast. It was going to be walking through all kinds of brush. I needed to be prepared at any range. I wasn't necessarily going to have time to dial, so I went back to a multi-pin sight for the nilgai hunt, just so that by the time I pulled back, I had all my options right in front of me, and that's obviously a huge advantage of a multi-pin sight. Think of it just like on a rifle scope. You can have a BDC scope that's got, you know, all your different range calibrations in your reticle, or you can dial like in a more precision rifle scope. And this year I'm not going to just be hunting in one place. I'm going to be hunting in kind of a diverse range of places. So my hunting style is probably going to change quite a bit. So I had to do something a little bit different. So this year I'm going to be using the Apex Gear Covert 4-pin. So it's based on the Covert single pin. It moves just like a single pin. You turn the wheel on the back, dial it up and down, but instead of a single pin, it's got multi-pins in there. Now, it's actually a 4-pin, but I'm shooting it as a 3-pin. So I pulled out the bottom pin. That bottom pin is a little bit finer. It is a 10 thousandths pin opposed to a 19. If it's something that's going to run up close to the bow riser, I think that 10 is really nice. But I'm running this really long to get a longer sight radius, and with that longer sight, the 10 just gets a bit hard to see way the heck out there. So I pulled the 10 off, so I'm actually running this as a 3-pin sight, but it is a multi-pin sight that's a mover. So I've got these first 2 pins set just like you would do a multi-pin sight, 20 and 30, and then my next pin is 40. So that makes sense. A lot of people are running 4-pin sights where you do 20, 30, 40, 50. Pretty normal, pretty common. But on this sight, because 20 and 30 are so close together, you get a little gap before 40. That 40 now becomes my mover. And so I've got this tape to the side, and you know, at a resting normal position, I'll lock it down at 40, because that's referencing my bottom pin. So I get 20, 30, and 40 when it's fixed. And then if I need to dial, that 40 can move anywhere from 40 to just over 90. So depending on where I'm hunting, depending on the style, you know, if I'm hunting in a blind in the thick woods, I'm probably just going to leave it locked down at 40 and just run it like a multi-pin, 20, 30, 40. If I'm doing spot and stalk and I see something way out there and I've got time to dial into it for a longer shot, then I have that ability. So this Covert 4-pin that I'm running really gives me all the capabilities of a fixed multi-pin sight as well as a single pin mover. So I can either lock it in place, use it like a multi-pin, or move it like a single pin. What's also cool is that it actually comes off. So you can, it's like a Sherlock or some of those other sights, so you can loosen that knob. And I know I'm lefty, a lot of you guys are looking at this like, your bow's backwards, what's going on? Yeah, I'm lefty. So you can actually remove the whole sight, and then it indexes back to these same positions, so you can put it back in the same place. I like that because when I travel, it seems like every single time TSA rummages through my bow case, and I'd rather them not be dinking around with my sight. So I can take that off, carry that on with me while my bow sits in the case. So that's enough of me blabbering for the moment, but since we got a nice archery range set up behind me, let's actually set this thing up, fling some arrows, and see what we can do. So can you see that bear behind me? Back in here? He's right in front of the tree. He has a 20 yards, so for a 20-yard shot, I'm gonna set this thing and use it like a fixed pin. So I've got this set at 40. It's a little bit confusing because I'm not actually shooting 40. Remember, that's my bottom pin that I'm referencing. So when that's at 40, my top pin's at 20. So I'm gonna leave this thing set and then just take a shot. Pretty good. Well, it looks like it drilled him. Trying to tuck it right behind that arm. Not a bad shot. That was only 20 yards, so not that much of a challenge. Next time we're gonna back it up. Should shoot the bear or should shoot the wolf? Okay, right now that wolf is at 30.3. Remember, we're using it just like a fixed pin sight right now, so I don't need to dial, don't need to do anything. I just use my second pin. All right, it felt like a great shot. I think I can see the arrow. Let's go take a look. All right. That's like exactly where I was aiming. That's gonna be a perfect kill shot on just about any animal. I don't know, a pig you'd want to aim a little bit lower, but whitetail, anything like that, it's perfect. Alrighty, so I already shot a bear at 20 yards, a wolf at 30 yards, and now we're just gonna keep using this like a regular multi-pin sight, and we're gonna shoot at 40. I'm not gonna shoot any more animals this time. I've got just a regular circular target down there. 40 yards. I'm gonna aim for the bottom left. Again, because it's our last pin, don't need to dial, don't need to do anything. Just shoot it like a regular multi-pin sight. Just gonna fling one arrow, not gonna shoot a whole bunch, just like we're hunting. Just one shot at each distance. So, shot felt pretty decent. Take the camera off the tripod, and let's go check it out at 40. I think it's amazing how after you practice, even just with any kind of consistency at all, you don't have to practice super regularly, but just be consistent, you really start getting a feel for it. I used to just suck. I was horrible at this. And then now that I've just practiced more and more, I feel like, I've only been shooting a bow a couple years, and I definitely feel like I know what I'm doing. All right, walking up to the target now. Okay, not a perfect shot by any means, but that's about a 3-inch bullseye. So I'm just outside of the 3-inch bull at 40. So that would definitely still be a kill shot, but not perfect, something to be desired. But in terms of my sight, I think my sight is dead on. I think that's just me being a little bit unsteady. All right, y'all, well, we're starting to run out of light, so I'm trying to hurry it up a little bit. So using this just as a regular fixed pin, multi-pin archery sight, that's kind of how you use it. You just use your pins 20, 30, 40. And what's cool about this sight is you can configure it kind of however you want. You could have, your first pin at 30 if you wanted. But 20, 30, 40 for me is very standard if I'm just sitting in a tree whitetail hunting. So 20, 30, 40 is probably what I'm gonna use in early season. But if I'm hunting antelope or like pronghorn out west, or if I get drawn for that nilgai hunt again, I'm gonna wanna be able to dial. I'm gonna do some spot and stock, really dial it out to any range. So you need that ability to adjust this to really a very precise distance and longer distances. So can you see that caribou down there? Way the heck down there? Well, he's 71 on the dot. So for anything beyond 40, I can take this archery sight, and now using the wheel on the back, I can actually calibrate this with my tape, and I can dial it to exactly 71. So anything beyond 40, whether it's 42, whether it's 91, whatever it is, I can now use this tape to use like a single pin mover. All right, gonna shoot me a caribou at 71 yards. One shot. We're gonna walk down there and check it out. As hunting season approaches, more and more I'm a fan of practicing with one-shot groups. Well, that's not really a group. No, it's not, but it's exactly what you need for hunting. Because when I'm hunting, I don't get a chance to shoot a group. I see an animal, I range the animal, I fling an arrow at it. So let's see at 70 yards using my 40-yard pin dialed down to 70. I heard it hit him. Let's see where we put it. All right, Mr. Caribou. All right, I think that's a kill shot. It's a little far forward from where I would like it to be. I'm probably up in the, I might be up in the bone, but either way, that's me. That's not my sight. Elevation-wise is perfect. We still got just a tiny bit more daylight left. I probably would never take this shot on an animal, but we're practicing, and I think it's good to be able to practice well beyond where you would actually take a shot. If I practice out to 70 or beyond, that's gonna make that 20-yard shot feel super comfortable, and hopefully basically makes that 20-yard shot a guaranteed chip shot for me. So now, well, since I'm out here, see that real big target in the background behind me? Yep, that's at 80 yards. So probably wouldn't take this on an animal, but still got a little light. Might as well try it. Nothing to lose. Well, except an arrow. Could definitely lose my arrow. Well, we'll try it anyway. Yeah, it's getting dark, but that's how I like to practice as well. On these summer nights where I've actually got time to practice after work. And then honestly, it's a lot like your early season hunt, where that's probably when, at least down here in Texas, that's when you're gonna see the animals. Right before dark when it's cool. They're not gonna even come out when it's still burning hot. So it's nice to get used to looking in your sight, drawing your bow, all that, kind of in the twilight, right on the edge of legal shooting light, because those last 10 minutes are crucial. All right, this target's way the heck down here. Let's see, not bad. Definitely favoring right today. Hit the very right edge. It's a liner. It's right on the line, right on the edge of the bullseye. But at 80 yards, I mean, that's not bad. Obviously, there's more to improve. There's always more to improve, but that's not bad for 80 yards. Now, I hope you guys found this fun. Hopefully it was kind of interesting. Now, if you're hunting this fall, tell me, do you prefer a multi-pin sight, just 20, 30, 40, 50 maybe? Or do you like a single pin sight where you can dial it? Or do you like something kind of like this Apex Covert where you can use it either way? Let me know what you're using this fall. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, stay safe, be free, and never stop seeking adventure.